Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you all for joining, all the respected chartered accountants, for the session, today's session on making audit easy through Tally Prime for CA. My name is Ayush from Tally Solutions, and I welcome you all again to today's session. Today we have with us Mr. Avicii Krishnan, who has been a tax consultant for the last more than 20 years now. He has a vast teaching experience in the CA Institute and many other colleges all over the country. He has conducted more than 800 national and state level trainings in multiple states in India, as well as done a lot of corporate training abroad as well. He is a Tally product expert and Tally evangelist, and he will be helping us and taking us through today's session on making audit easy through Tally Prime. Hope you will all benefit from this session, and as usual, please you can put all your questions in the Q&A box. We will be taking them up in the Q&A section at the end. So with this, I will hand it over to Avicii sir. If you could take over.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much. As rightly introduced by Mr. Ayush, right? My name is Avicii Krishnan. Normally, people used to identify or used to save my number as Tally Krishnan. I'm so happy to get associated with Tally or identified along with Tally. Okay, because it's a great honor, right? So someone offered me all this top civilian awards. No, I will not be the happiest one. But when people identified me along with Tally, no, I'm the happiest one. As if I got the good award or best award from the Indian government or from any government. Okay, so long time, right from I think 1996, I'm associated with Tally. Okay, I'm so happy to. I'm proud to be associated with Tally. Okay, right. Then, what is today's roadmap? So let me share my screen and then let me show my roadmap so that chartered accountants can plan how this will be helpful to them. Okay. In today's session, I'm going to concentrate on two areas. One is the data analysis. Okay. The second one is voucher verification. Okay. So I'm going to give you a thorough understanding on all this audit related things. Then how to do the audit hassle-free with Tally Prime. Okay. So all this computer-aided audit techniques are available in Tally right from Tally 9, right? Okay. So, but in Tally Prime 2.0.1, all these things are shining better than the earlier versions. Okay. So let's concentrate on each step, right? So let me take you to the first step. The first step is you have to take the companies one by one. Okay. Let's assume I'm going to check the I'm going to do the audit of RK Containers 2021-22. Okay. So the last year's thing, right? 2020, let's assume it's audited, filed, and it's ready. Okay. So this is our assumption. So I have two companies, one the last year folder, the current one is the current year, right? Okay. The previous year and then current year. Okay. Let me open the companies one by one. Now there is a question from one of our chartered accountants. Let's assume the companies, right, are one company folder has two financial years in it. Okay, I didn't split it. Okay, so two years are into one company folder. If it's so, do I need to open two companies one by one? My answer to the particular gentleman, no need, sir. If suppose the particular folder has two financial years, that one folder is enough to do the analysis. When you have two different folders for two financial years, open one by one. Okay, so let me open the first company. Then let me click Alt F3. Then let me click the second. Okay, right. So let me click the second one. Suppose if I select with the username and password, no, let me use the credentials. Then let me open the company. So this is okay. Now again a question from one of our chartered accountants, right? One of our the members, right? Okay, are the delegates, right? What is the question? Krishnan, why the first year 2021 is not protected with password, whereas 21-22 is protected with password? Simple secret, right? 2021 is sent to auditor office. It is audited and finalized. Okay, right? So everyone knows that it is ready with the FS. The FS is certified. Okay, so no one cannot change, cannot make any changes, or no one will be willing to make any changes. That's why it is free from passwords. Even then, if you want to protect it, you can. But current year, it must be protected. Then only we can avoid the unnecessary entries into the current year's code. Okay, right. So the question is now how to do the analysis. I have opened 2 years. Let us assume the current control is in current financial year, right? The control is in current financial year 21-22. Okay, so the last year is 2021. I have opened all the two. Okay, so all the two is ready. So step number one is over. No, now the question is how to do the audit and analysis, right? So please move your cursor, right? Or click on, right? Drag your mouse pointer and click on display more reports. So let me click on display more reports. Then let me carefully select analysis and verification. Okay, so last one, the analysis and verification, in which there are two major parts. Part number one, data analysis. Part number two, voucher verification, right? Okay. Some chats out there. No, let me check. 1 minute. Sivaprasad told voice is not clear. No, Ayush, is there any problem in my voice? Are you hearing me properly, or you want me to reduce the volume here? Ayush, am I audible? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Right. So your voice is breaking. Let me check. 1 minute. Let me check. Okay, whether my this thing is connection is properly. Different connection is properly. Okay, it's connected. It's proper. Okay. So Prasad, am I audible now? So Prasad, am I audible now? Mr. Sivaprasad, am I audible now? Yeah. Okay. Right. So, can I continue? Can I continue? Okay. So, let me again repeat the steps now. Display more reports, then analysis and verification. Then let me select the first part, which is data analysis. Right? In fact, the data analysis is a treasure. Okay, in which you have so many options. You can do your audit without any hassle, or you can do it so easily, like quickly and so easily, or you can set the parameters and you can do the audit without any issues, right? So let me show you how. Now the question is, when you reach this data analysis screen, then you have to click on F7. Why? Why? Because the analysis is for the current year. How am I going to do the analysis? I'm going to compare with the last year. Okay, so let me click on F7 compare company. Then let me select the previous year or the base year. Okay, so let me select the previous year. Now the analysis is going to be done on the particular financial year, which is for 21 and 22. The analysis is going to do with the help of last year, which is a base year or previous year 2020. So the moment when you reach the audit analysis, you have to click on compare company. Okay, right? So compare company. Then let me do the analysis one by one. The first one is verification of chart of accounts. No, right? Before that, right? Sorry, verification of chart of accounts. So let me click on verification of chart of accounts. Right? So it will take a few seconds of yours. Why? Because it has to take so many data from the base year and it has to compare it with the current year. What is the first option? Accounts squared off during the year. Okay, right? So what is it? There are 64 ledgers. All of them are not verified. Okay, so let me take you into that particular option. Accounts squared off during the year. Let me place the highlighted bar on the particular thing and let me click. Okay. Then let me explain what exactly the meaning of this account squared off during the year. Many of the chartered accountants may know by name, right? By then, but then let me explain it. Okay. So accounts squared off during the year. These are all the transactions. Okay. Look at the opening balance and closing balance. These parties do not have any opening balance or closing balance. Some transaction happened in their name, okay, right? But all the transactions have been squared off in the particular financial years. This is where exactly the auditors need to exercise their diligence and care. Why? Because some of the ledgers may be closed by any unwanted or any anomalies may be there. Okay, let me tell you. Let me share my experience. One of the accountant wisely put 100 rupees receipt in a party's account at square off. What is there? Suppose the party need to pay 5 lakh rupees, right? The party paid 4 lakh 99,900. So the accountant wisely put another 100 rupees receipt to square this off. The problem is the party, the particular customer is from US. Okay. So this accountant by mistake, he put a receipt in cash. So it was unfortunately noted by the income tax officer, and income tax officer raised the beautiful query to that particular person. Let's assume the person's name is Bharat. So he asked a beautiful question to Bharat. Bharat, you you mean to say that the person traveled all from New York to Chennai or New York to Bangalore, and then he paid 100 rupees in cash and he went back to US? What the hell are you doing here? This is what the question from the income tax officer. So many accountants used to square off the accounts by all these anomalies, right? Okay. So the auditor must be doubly careful when he look at all the accounts squared off. Now the question is, Krishnan, did you suspect anything in this? Right? Could you show us the ledger? Yeah, there is a button F8. So click on F8. The F8 will give you the entire story, right? So they raise the bill to the particular party. They have collected money through the particular bank. Okay, right? The money is received in full. Okay, so as far as this case is concerned, is a clear one. Okay, there is no question. If it's so, then one can do the audit. How to do the audit? That's $1 million question. Let me press the space bar on the particular item. The moment, look at the button toolbar, look at the button toolbar. The moment when you press space bar on a particular item, the verify and remove verify buttons will get activated. Okay, so will get enabled. Then click on verify. If it's verified, then select verify, then put your verification mode. Okay, like suppose you want to write that, or you want to make a note that cleared through bank, cleared through bank. So nothing. Okay, it's not paid or it's not received in cash. Okay, so it's a clear through bank. So let me set accept. So the moment when you pass your verification note, Tally will immediately note this as the verified one. Look at it. The status is verified. Let's assume for some reason, right? Let me click on F8. For some reason, you're not agreeing with this. Okay. If it's so, then click on verify. Then put this on hold. Then put the verification note. Why you put this on hold? Right? Suppose it needs to get the authorization from. Suppose authorization from the particular finance manager. Okay, so authorization from F1. He didn't authorize the particular voucher or particular party. Then let me accept. If it's so, this voucher will be marked as on hold. Okay, right? So you can leave the verified ledgers. Then you can concentrate on hold. Okay, so when you look at the list again, leave all the verified vouchers, verified ledgers, then look at on hold. Okay, this is how the squared off ledgers, right, can easily be checked with the help of two buttons. One is F8, okay, just to get the details of the ledger. Okay. Then the next one is Alt R verify. Now there is a question from one of our participants, right? One of our delegate. The question is, Krishnan, by mistake, okay, I have verified, I have passed my verification note on a wrong one. How can I set it right? Right? Or how can I remove it? Okay. Okay, right. There are two things. One is Bobby Shah. Sir, Hindi language is comfortable. मुझे हिंदी थोड़ा थोड़ा मालूम, right? That's what the issue is, because I'm from South India, right? So I'm unable to speak Hindi so properly. My Hindi is Aata Jata Hindi. That's what my wife used to pass a comment. My wife is a Marathi. Okay, so she can speak a very good Hindi, but unfortunately, I'm a Tamilian. I'm unable to speak Hindi. Okay, so kindly bear with me. Then Sunesh Relay. Okay, please go slow. Yeah, okay. That's the general complaint on me. Let me go slow. Let me go slow. Okay, right. Okay. So now the question is, Balu and company, instead of verifying, instead of passing my verification note on Bharti Airtel, I've passed it on Balu and company. By, let's assume, by mistake, I passed my verification note on this. Now the question is, how can I remove it? How can I remove it? Okay, so let me pass this note and let me explain how can you remove it. Put the highlighted bar on the particular ledger, right, on which you pass the wrong remark. Then place the space bar. Then click on Alt S. Okay, remove verify. Okay, then put your concern. Okay, right. So now it is default is restored. Okay. So look at it now. Okay, so the verification note was removed. Okay, this is how you can pass, you can verify something, you can put something on hold, you can remove the verification. Okay, right. Now the question is, Krishnan, what next? We know how to check the squared off ledgers. Okay, so what to check? Is it closed promptly, or is it closed purposefully, or is it closed legally? That's where the question is, right? Okay, so is it squared off by using all the legal means, and then is it closed promptly? Okay, right? So those are all the things that we need to check when you look at the squared off items. Now the next one is not used. What does it mean? Right? The tally clearly said, if something is noted as not used, there is no balance which is not used in both the years. Okay, that's what the important thing is. When you look at the list of 1,528 ledgers, no, all these 5,528 ledgers were not used in both the years, right? Okay, neither in either in 2020-21 or in 21-22, right? Both the years they didn't use it, so not used. Let me place the highlighted bar on the not used, and then let me press enter. Okay, so you can get list of all the 5,528. Okay, so these are all the ledgers. Now the question is, Krishnan, if the things are not used, can I check them? Can I check them? Can I confirm at least the first one? Right? Yeah, that's possible. How? Click on the tally prime again. Open two companies in another tally. So let me open tally prime in another window. Let me select these two companies again. Then let me check whether is there any opening balance, closing balance, or entry. So let me confirm this, and then let me move on to next step. Okay. So let me take the same folder, zoom. Okay, audit. The first company is this. Then Alt F3, the second company. Let me give the let me use the credentials and open the company. Now the question is display accounts book. Okay, ledger, display accounts book, ledger. Then let me note down the first company, 3F ledgers 3F Industries Limited. Then let me extend the period by using Alt F2, April 20 to 31/3/20. Right? There is no opening balance. There is no transaction at all. Let me change the company to previous year. In the previous year also, there is no opening balance. There is no transaction. There is no closing balance. Now the $1,000,000 question is, Krishna, if all this 1,528 are not used in any of the years, right? Any of the previous year or the current year, then what's the use of having this 1,528 ledgers in my books of accounts? Won't it increase the size of my data? Yes, it will increase. Now, what is the action recommended by Tally? The action recommended by Tally, press Control and Spacebar simultaneously. Right? Let me repeat. Press Control and Spacebar simultaneously. All the 1,528 will get marked. Right? Now use Alt D. Okay, you can delete all 1,528 by one keystroke. Let me again repeat. Okay, how to remove all of them and how to reduce the size. Press Control Spacebar. Okay, press Control Spacebar. Press Control Spacebar. Then Alt D, delete. Don't worry, there is no opening balance. There is no closing balance. There is no transaction at all. Okay, like in case any transaction in the particular ledger, Tally will not permit you to delete. Okay, like in case of any opening balance, the opening balance or closing balance will get listed here. Okay, so nothing is listed. Don't worry, you can simply close them, right? Or you can simply delete them, right? Nothing will happen. No problem. You can simply remove them. Okay. Now the question is the next one. Okay, let me check. What is the next one? The next one, not used in current year. Here, people get confused. Krishnan, you already said not used, no? Then what is the difference between not used and not used in current year? Okay, that's the $1,000,000 question, no? Let me answer. If it's not used in current year, please remember, some transactions will be in the previous year. Okay, current year, it is not used. Now the $1,000,000 question is, if it is live in the last year, why people left it unattended for the whole financial year? That's the $1,000,000 question. No, let's get the list and then let's check. Okay, right? So not used in current year. There are 317 ledgers. Okay. Let me press enter. Let me place the highlighted bar on not used in current year. Then let me press enter. Now it gives me valuable information. What are they? The name of the ledger, the name of the ledger, right? The last date of voucher. Okay, if you look at the last date of vouchers, all last date of vouchers falls into financial year 2021. Okay, so let's take one advertisement GST, or let's move on some other ledger. Okay, right? Oh yeah, right. Bonus 31st March. Okay, yeah. Okay, car loan from Federal Bank 9th October 20. Okay, so the closing balance is the opening balance is this. There is no closing balance. Now the question is, can I check this? Yeah, okay. So let me take the second Tally. Let me press F4 and let me take the ledger car loan from Federal Bank. Okay, so look at the last entry, 9th October 20. That's what reported in Tally, no? 9th October 20. What is the opening balance? 118,702. Is it there? What is the closing balance? No closing balance. Okay. Why? Because it's squared off on 9th October itself. They've remitted the last EMI on 9th October. Okay, right? That's why the ledger is squared off. What about the current year? You cannot expect any entry in the current year, no? Because it's closed in the last year itself, right? It's closed in the last year. So you can expect any entry in the current year. Now the question is, Krishna, if it's so, can I delete the ledger in the current year folder? Yes, you can delete. Okay, right? So this is how, when you look at the 317 ledgers not used in current years, you have to prove each ledger, why the ledgers are left unattended for nearly 9 months. Okay. If there is any valid reason, then you have to check it with the management. You have to check it with the accountant. Why it's left unattended? Why the people didn't pass any entry? Some of the entries maybe, let me show you again. Okay. Look at the bonus. Bonus is provided at the end of the year, like which is supposed to be paid on or before 30th of September. No, okay. So as an auditor, the auditor can raise this question. Okay, it's provided in 31st March. Yeah, I know that. Okay, why you didn't pay it before 30th September? Okay, right. So what is the reason? That may be distributed through net or something. By mistake, the accountant maybe posted it in the salary ledger itself, okay, right, or incentive ledger itself, okay, or in ex gratia. So if it's so, the auditor has to check and auditor has to make changes, okay, right. So don't pass it in the ex gratia, yeah, or don't put it under salary. It should be debited under bonus, right, so that the bonus provision will be squared off in the current year. Okay, do it correctly. So this is how the auditor can advise the accountant. Okay, right. Okay, then what about the audit fees? Last year they were provided, no, probably it would have paid in the current year, right? Check it. Advertisement GST, there is no entry. Why? Why? Because the GST entries may be wrongly posted in the normal advertisement account. Okay, normal advertisement account or in some other account. So kindly check it. Clear? Okay. Okay. So now the question is, Krishnan, this we understood, right? Okay, this we understood properly, not used in the current year. What is the next one here? Can you please take us to the next one? The next one is only balance last year and used in current year. Okay. Now the question is, what is it? What do you want us to understand? Only balance last year and used in current year. Okay, right? So okay, so let's take the report. Only balance last year, used in current year. Okay. There are three ledgers. Let's take the first ledger in the next window. Let's take first ledger in the next window. Okay, right? So maritime, trade and container agencies. Okay, so look at it. So during 21-22, there is a transaction. Right? What about 2021? 2021, there was an opening balance. So no transaction in the entire financial year. Right? Let me put 2021. 2021, there is no transaction. Let me change this to 21-22. Right? Okay, and change the company to 21-22. Now there is a transaction. Let's ask a simple question to the accountant. Accountant, suppose we need to pay 17 lakh or we need to receive 17 lakh. Why nothing received or nothing paid in the last year? Then suddenly, why they paid something in the current year? What makes them to pay? The story or a simple reason behind it. It is a sister concern or the company under same management. Okay, so they feel comfort to settle their dues at any time. Okay, that's what the story behind it. Okay, right. So let's take the next one. Let's take the next one. Okay. So ledger, this is the ledger, no? Right? This is the ledger. Okay. Right. So the last whole year, right? Look at this. Last year, the opening balance is 299,700. Current year, some transactions happened in that particular ledger. All the transactions have been duly paid or received. Okay. But what about the last year's balance? 299,700. Now I have three questions. Question number one: is this 299,700 is a top balance? This is my first question. If it's not so, then why the entire money left pending for more than a year? Okay, right? That may be because of some rift between these two parties, or rift in the particular work, particular job, particular bill. Okay, so let me confirm all these things before certifying this particular balance sheet, right? Okay, or before passing my comment. Okay, right? So if I need to check this, then let me pass my comment. How to pass? Alt R verify. Let me put hold Y OP was not cleared. So let me pass my comment. Was not cleared more than an year. Okay, more than a year. So this is how, let me pass my comment. So, suppose let's assume I'm in the junior level. When my senior comes for the further follow up, no, so he can read it. Okay, so he knows that it is on hold. When he put the highlighted bar on hold and when he press enter, no, he can read the reason. Okay, right, and he can set it right, or he can check it promptly. Okay, right. Then let me take you to the next one. Okay, next one. Only balances, no transaction. Only balances, no transaction. Okay, one more chat is there. Let me read. Okay, JS Madhwani, I missed the starting. Can you please tell how are you comparing the data of 2 years? Yeah. Okay. Right. Sorry, I didn't notice it. Okay, I'll tell you. I'll tell you. Okay, I'll tell you again. Sir, if you want to compare two financial years, no, select one by one. Okay, by using Alt F3. Okay, so RK containers the first year. Okay, then RK containers next year. Okay, select one by one. Then go to display more reports, analysis and verification, then data analysis. The moment when you reach data analysis, no, then click on compare company, click on compare company. Okay, normally the analysis period is for the current year. Okay, when you click on compare company, you can choose the previous year. Okay, so when you choose, automatically Tally will compare the current year with the previous year. Okay, like, sorry, I didn't notice it. Okay, okay, right. Now the Sunesh's question is how to compare 2 years if the client has not split data. Actually, right? If the client didn't split the data, no, that's what the question. No, let me open another Tally frame and let me explain. One minute. I'm opening another Tally frame. Then let me tell you how to compare these two. Okay, a company with two financial years, no, a company folder with two financials. Right? So let's take one. Suppose, okay. Okay, right. So this has 2 years, no? 20. Let me check. Yeah, okay. So West Marine, 21. Okay. So this company has two financial years in one single folder. How I know? How I know? Let me show you. Right. Okay. The name of the company is this. Right. Okay. Look at it. 2021 and 21-22. Both the years are there. No. So I have opened this company. Then let me go to display. Okay. Analysis and verification. Data analysis. Okay. Look at it now. You need not to press compare company because this has two years. This folder has 2 years. So automatically it choose the first year as the analysis period and base year as the previous one. Okay. This is how it is. Okay. Right. Okay. That's what I explained. Okay. Samir Kumar, that's what I explained. Okay. I hope Samir and Sunesh, they have the answer for their query. Okay. So let me close this tally. Okay. Because we have opened three tallies. No? Right. Now the question is, let me continue from the last one. Right. Only balance last year and used in current year. Okay. We understood what it is. Now the question is, only balances, some chat is there. Let me finish up this fifth option and then I'll come back to chat. Okay. So only balances, no transactions. Okay. What does it mean? Okay. Let me check. So only balances, verification of chapter accounts. verification of chart of accounts. Okay, then only balances, no transactions. Okay, let's open the particular option. Okay, then let's check what Tally is trying to give us. Okay, look at this. The first one, advance tax paid for assessment year 2021. So this is the amount. It is for financial year 1920. Okay, right? So the ledger was there in 2021 and 21-22. Now there are 2-3 questions you have to raise. Question number 1, is there any refund notice issued by the income tax department for that particular assessment year? If it's not so, get into that particular IT portal, then check whether the assessment is pending. Okay, right? If it's so, still it's pending, let it be. Let it be. Okay, let the balance there. If it's closed, right, without any refund or without any payment, no, then immediately you have to transfer this to the particular. Let's assume this is the partnership firm, right? Then you have to transfer this to the partners in the profit sharing ratio. If it's a proprietary concern, then you have to transfer this to the proprietor as if it's drawn by him. Okay, so this is how you have to check each and everything. Right? So here Tally clearly says, look at all this transaction chart document, which has only opening balance. There is no transaction at all. So kindly check, is there any possibility to square this off or to transfer to the relevant ledger or the most apt ledger. Okay, that's what the suggestion from Tally. Okay, so only balances, no transactions. Then let me click on chat and let me check. Okay, right. Okay, right. So now some of the participants thanked me. Okay, right. Really, all this thanks must go to all your thanks represents Tally. Okay, let me kindly escalate this to Tally. Okay, because right from 1986, Tally deserves all this thanks, all this thank yous, or all your wholehearted thanks must be represented to Tally. Okay, right. Now the question is, what is this regrouped? What is this regrouped? Okay, so let me click on regrouped. Okay, this is a fantastic option here. This regrouped option. Right, look at it. So Paramount Shipping sundry debtor last year. Okay, the current year, last year sundry creditor, current year it is under sundry debtor. Why? Some of the sundry creditors used to get advance or used to pay advance at the year end. If it's so, the accountants, by looking at the balance, okay, suppose let's assume the Paramount Shipping company paid some advance. Okay, so since the ledger closing balance stood at credit, immediately the accountant will tend to transfer this from sundry creditor to sundry debtor or sundry debtor to sundry creditor, vice versa. Okay, right? So when the auditor noticed this, right? So he'll ask a simple question: is it an advance accountant? Yes. Then let it be in the advance in the sundry debtor itself or sundry creditor itself. Why you change this? Okay, so chart accountant made necessary changes in the last year. Okay, but the current year the accountant didn't make such changes. Okay, right? Or the current year the accountant would have made some unwanted changes. So this is regrouped again either in the current year or in the last year. So take action accordingly, right? Take action accordingly. Then used only in current year. Okay, so let's get into the list of all this 175 ledgers. Okay. Let's check an important thing, whether all these ledgers are afresh. Okay, right? Suppose advance tax paid assessment year 21-22, that's acceptable. That's acceptable because advance tax paid assessment year 21-22 will be definitely only in 21-22, cannot be in 2021. Okay, right? If it's so, then it's okay. How do you open assessment year 2019-20 in financial year 2020, 21-22? Something messy here. Something messy. We have to check. Okay, right? Then let's take some of the other ledgers. Okay, right? Ayudha Puja expenses 16,922. I have a question, right? Being the auditor of this company for quite some time, let me have a question. Are they celebrating Ayudha Puja this year alone? No, yeah. They keep on celebrating the Durga Puja for so many years. Then why the accountant opened Ayudha Puja expenses ledger in the current year alone? So the answer may be a little peculiar, right? Earlier, it may be under puja expenses or it may be under Durga Puja expenses. The accountant doesn't know the existing one is Durga Puja expenses. So you would have opened another one, Saraswati Puja, or another one in the name of Ayudha Puja. So let me find out this reason and let me transfer this ledger or a voucher from this ledger to the particular ledger. Okay. So this is how the only used only in current account. You have to check whether is there any identical ledger opened by the new user without knowing the past, right? New user could have opened the identical ledgers. So let me check it carefully. If there is any identical ledger, then let me transfer these vouchers from the new one to the old one and let me square off. Let me delete the new one so that the confusion may not continue in the next year also. Okay, so this is how. Please understand, this verification of chart of accounts will help you to check the chart, okay, and make the chart intact. Okay, right? This is what point number 1 under the broader head data analysis. Okay, let me take you to point number 2. Okay, Ayush, can I keep on keep going or should I wait?
I think we can go ahead.
Okay, okay, right. I request all of you to post your chats then and there so that I can stop my thing and I can explain, right? When it's really necessary, please send your queries, right? Then let me explain. Okay. Now, I'm taking you to the next part, verification of stock items. Okay. So let me take you to the next point, verification of stock items. Okay, right. So in this, the first one is difference in opening stock. Okay, right. Let me click on the difference in opening stock. Look at it. In the last year, the closing balance is 38 bucks and 11 bucks. But the opening balance in this current year is 40 bucks and 5 bucks. How is it possible here? Okay. Let me tell you the story behind it. Okay. During September first week or October, the company split the data into 2 different folders and send the data to auditor. Okay, so auditor checked everything, right? And auditor put the his queries and all. He clarified on so many things, right? And then through the management, he came to know there are 40 20-foot container and 5 40-foot container. Okay, this is the stock statement given by the management. Okay, or some expert. Okay, so auditor took that stock, but before splitting it was 38 and 11 for some mistake. Okay, so accountant didn't bother to set this right or didn't bother to carry over the closing balance from last year to current year. That's where the exact issue is. Okay, right. So when finding this, the chartered accountant can make necessary advice to set it right. Okay, so this is one. Then as usual, the not used and not available, these 2 options, not used, not available, not used in current year, only balance, used only in current year, all these options are as same as above the accounts case, right? Okay, all these options are there in verification of stock items also. One more thing is negative stock. If there is any negative stock, so the negative stock will be reported to you promptly. Okay, so you can make any physical stock physical stock entry. Okay, or any purchases, any missed out entry. Okay, all this are possible in Tally. Okay, then let me take you to the next one. Okay, which is very useful to chart accounts, verification of balances. Normally, the companies used to split the data on a particular date. Then the companies used to send the data to auditor. The auditor used to pass all his comments and all his checkings, everything, all his audit trail and everything on the particular folder. Then he used to prepare the profit and loss account and balance sheet. He used to certify the particular thing. He used to file it in the income tax. The problem is, let's assume the audit is finalized on 31st of October, but the data was split on 12th of October. Okay, so please remember, when the data got split, whatever available opening balances, right, will be incorporated in the newly the current year data, okay, or the split one, okay, right. So from 12th to 31st, in the previous year folder, the auditor or client can make so many changes. If it's so, who's going to carry over the or brought forward the closing balances from last year to current year? That's the $1,000,000 question, no? Right? They are how to check whether all the closing balances properly carried over to the current financial year. So let's move on to the third part, verification of balances. Okay, click on it. So it will compare the current year opening balance with last year closing balance, and then it will give you the differences. Right? I'll tell you the normal way. I'll tell you the normal way how the people are struggling. Okay, like normally the accountants or auditors used to take the last year. Okay, then they'll open the balance sheet, which is in 31st March. Then they'll add new column. They'll take the current year. They'll take the opening balance by giving 31st of March, right, last year. Okay, right, so that there will be two balance sheets. Okay, one is the closing balance of last year and the opening balance of current year. Then they used to compare. Okay, they used to find out there is a mistake here in current liabilities. Then they used to find out the mistake in current assets. Okay, and there is an opening balance issue, right? So this is how the people used to locate the error. Then they used to find out where exactly the error is. 699, 152, 148. Then, okay, in this, okay, so 341, 973, they know that the error is in the sundry creditor list. You need not to do all these things here, right? Straight away go to verification of balances. Okay, look at the one which is marked with red color. Okay, if something is marked by red color, you can simply understand it denotes some difference. Okay, so press enter. Okay, then again it will tell you where exactly the problem is. Okay, right, then click. Okay, right, now you know the paramount shipping, right, opening balance is not there, it is not there, closing balance it is there. Okay, so now introduce the opening balance for this paramount or find out where exactly the paramount is. Okay, right, so I'll show you current liability, sundry debtor, leasing. Okay, look at it, paramount is there. Okay, so one credit balance is missing in the last year, current year. Okay, which is in last year, which is in current year. Okay, one debit balance is there, right, or another credit balance there in the last year. Okay, so if you set them, which is regrouped again, if you group it properly, the problem will not be there. Okay, right, so I'll show you how. So let me use the next window. Let me change this, right? Okay, now I know the paramount must be there under sundry creditor leasing. So let me change this. So sundry creditor leasing, right? Sundry creditor leasing. Last year it is in sundry creditor leasing. Current year which is in sundry debtor leasing. Now there is a question, Krishna, how you alter the ledger from the display, right? The key is press Control Enter. Okay, press Control Enter. Control Enter is the secondary alteration way. Okay, right? So secondary alteration method. So let me use the Control Enter, and then let me change this to sundry creditor leasing. Okay, the moment when I did it, no, look at it, the problem got solved, no, right? The problem got solved, no? Right? Okay, so the problem got solved. In this, the problem got solved. Some other problem is there. Let me check. Okay, right? What happened? Right? Some problem are there. Let me check. So this is how one can compare or one can verify the opening balance so easy. Okay, right. One more question is there, Sunesh. In F11, if integrated accounts with inventory is no, then verification of stock items will not show. No, sir. No, sir. Verification of stock item is this question is totally away from integration of accounts with inventory. Okay. When you switch off integration of accounts with inventory, the closing stock will not be there in the profit and loss account and balance sheet. But negative stock and all those reports will be there because you are holding some stock, no? You are keeping some stock in tally, no? So it will be there. So this analysis is away from integration of accounts with inventory. Okay, right? So next thing, let me take you to the fourth one, analytical procedures. Okay, right? So the fourth one, analytical procedures. Okay, right? So analytical procedures will help you to compare a group with another group, right? So group, let me take sales. Okay, sales. Let me take indirect expenses. Okay, so I'm going to compare the sales with the all indirect expenses. Okay, so the current year and then previous year, or I can take a part of current year and I can take a part of previous year. Okay, so 1st April to 30th September. I'm going to compare last year's first half yearly with current year's first half yearly. Okay, so this is how I'm going to compare. Okay, look at it. So the total trend or total variation is 46%. Okay, now I have a question. How is it possible? How is it possible? Last year, the indirect expenses total amount is about 4% on sales. Current year, it's only 2.67%. I wonder, how is it possible? Yeah. Immediately, my assumption is because the company may reduce the number of persons, the number of employees. Let me check. Salary, okay. Last year it was 13,80,000. Okay, till September. Current year it is 8,80,000. Okay, which is 1.5%. So the company saved nearly 5 lakh out of this, which is a sizable amount, 56.79. Okay, right. Then let me check the next one. Repairs and maintenance. Last year till first 6 months it is 1,07,000. Now it's only 13,476. How is it possible? Yeah, right. Let me raise this question to the accountant. Accountant may come up with some answers. Sir, this year the building was closed for a quite long time, so we need not to spend so much, and most of the vehicles were not run. Okay, so we are not spent more money on the repairs and maintenance. Okay, this is how the reasons be. So let me check. How is it possible? Okay, so this is how, when you take analytical procedures, you can compare a group with another group. Okay, right? And you can get the details. Now there is a question. Krishna, can I compare ledger with ledger? Is it possible? Yeah, that's possible. Can I compare a ledger with a group? Right? That's also possible. How? Last year, suppose I kept one ledger, which is repairs and maintenance. Current year, my company clearly told Krishnan, keep vehicle maintenance, building maintenance, and computer maintenance in 3 different ledgers. So current year, I prepared 3 different ledgers, and wisely I put them under repairs and maintenance subgroup. In this case, last year, which is in 1 ledger, current year, which is in 3 ledgers into 1 subgroup. So let me compare last year's ledger with current year group. Is it possible? Yeah, that's possible. Okay, right. Even by using this analytical procedure, one can compare a cost center with a ledger or cost center with a group. Okay, so that one can come to a conclusion which branch or which division or which product is expensive, right? Or which product to which product the total cost is attributed most. Okay, so this is how people can check. Okay, yeah. One more chat. Anil Book, sir, your turn. Anilji, I didn't get you properly. Company column wrongly. Okay, I didn't get you. I didn't get you, Anilji. Can you please give me some explanation? Right, I didn't get you properly. Sorry. Anilji, I'm just waiting for your chat. Okay. So could you please help me to understand the question properly? Okay. Probably, I think, yeah, he wanted me to do the entire finance year, right? That's also possible. 31st March, then April to last March. Okay. So this is the entire year of last year, the entire current year. Okay. That's also possible. Okay. Let me check. Anilji gave some information. Okay. 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 No, no, I didn't take. This is the way, yeah, current period. Right? This is the way of tallies analysis. Current period is April, so 21, and to March. The previous year is 2021. I think it's right only. So current year is 21-22. Last year 2021. Right? Okay. So I'm taking you to the next one. Right? Then pending documents. Okay. Pending documents is the next one. Okay. So in this pending documents, there are three things. One is any pending order. So for any auditor, the pending orders is just an information, okay, and they can check whether these orders are served already or honored already. If it's honored, why they didn't raise the bill? Okay, that's what the question under the first part. The orders are pending, right? Are they really pending? This is the first question. If they're really pending, what is the stage of completion? Suppose it's completed till 75%. Is there any possibility of running any rising any running bill? If it's so, why the company didn't recognize the revenue till 75%? Okay, if the amount may be huge and it is charged fully in the next year, the exact profit or loss may be into stake. Okay, so let me check whether the order is served properly. What is the current status? Okay, are we going to raise any bill till the stage? That's the first question. Okay, first part. The second part, pending bills. If the materials sent across to the customers are the materials received from the supplier, why the bills are pending? If it's so, am I going to charge them in the current year or in the next year? Okay. So if I'm going to charge this in the next year, what is the reason behind it? Okay, right? Is it reasonable to charge it in the next financial year? If it's not so, let me get the bill in the current year itself and let me put pass the entries in the current year and close the pending bills. The next one, the outstandings, right? Okay. The question number one, whether this outstanding is matching with my Sunday debtor and Sunday creditor. That's question number one. Question number two, is there any outstanding more than 180 days or more than 90 days? Okay, then I have to write them in the long term or short term dues. No, so let me check. Okay, whether is there any pending receivables more than the stipulated period. Okay, so this is how the pending order, pending bills, and outstandings will help the chart accountant to recognize the income in the relevant period. Okay, and to disclose them properly in the balance sheet. Okay, or in the FS. Okay, right. Then what is the periodic payment and receipts here? The next one is periodic payment and receipts. Okay, right. So periodic payment and receipts. Okay, now the question is, let me click on this periodic payment and receipts. Okay, so look at it. Advertisement charges, audit fees, bonus, consultation. Now, $1 million question from Mr. Anil. Okay, how Tally knows that all this are periodic payments? My answer to Mr. Anil, no, sir. Tally cannot understand or Tally cannot identify this periodic payments. Okay, so you have to make a note of it. Okay, you have to configure the master, right, and you have to identify the periodic payment and receipts. Now the question from Anil, if it's so, how can I do it? Okay, my answer to Mr. Anil, when you reach the data analysis, right, look at the right side. Okay, on your on the right side bottom, there is a option called master configuration. Click on master configuration. Okay, there is an option to note all the periodic payments and receipts. Okay, so again, let me repeat. Click on master configuration. Click on periodic payment and receipts. Okay, click on periodic payment of receipts. Then select the periodic payments. Right? Let's assume advertisement is a periodic one. Okay, right? Then bonus is the periodic one, at least yearly ones. Okay. Then let's assume, yeah. Let's find out some of the things, right? The repairs and maintenance or office maintenance, which is a periodic one. Now the question is, I know that office maintenance is a periodic one. How to mark this as a periodic payment? Okay, so place the highlighted bar on the particular option, press space bar. Okay, the moment when you press space bar, the update option will get enabled. Click update button, right? Then set yes. Okay, right? Then witness it is set with yes. Okay, right? So let me take some other thing, right? Okay, let me say, take some other thing. Salary is already there. Okay, so let me take telephone expenses. Okay, telephone expenses, GST, and telephone expenses non-GST, both of them. So let me press the space bar one by one. Then let me click on update. Then let me witness is marked as the periodic payment. Okay, the same way one can mark the periodic receipts also. Okay, right? So this is how, please understand, before getting into periodic payment and receipts, one has to configure the masters with yes option. Okay, so if it's so, the moment when you reach the periodic payment and receipts, Tally will give you the amount of payment, okay, the amount of payment, and then the frequency. Okay, look at office maintenance. The total amount paid is 31,387 through 88 vouchers. Okay, current year 55,837, right, incurred through 101 vouchers. Then what is the variance? Okay, right? So salary 22 vouchers. Okay, then 70 vouchers. Probably last year they would have transferred the amount through bank. Current year they would have transferred to every individual person, right? Okay, or they would have preferred pay the check, right? Last year they would have paid check. Current year they would have transfer through online. Okay, right, through payroll, right? Okay, so if you want to check the data, you can check. You can check. Okay, so this is how it is, right? Okay, so periodic payment and receipts. Now, let me take you to the next one, repeated transactions. Okay, this will be useful for any auditor, right? So repeated transaction, let me click on repeated transaction. This will list out all repeated transactions, right? By in two terms, one, the amount, and the number of vouchers or the frequency. Okay, look at it. So Bharti Airtel 588.82 22 times. I think they would have paid the bill for two mobile phone every month. So now the question is, why it's only 22? Probably the last month is not provided properly. That's why it is 22. If they paid for two bills in in 12 months, no, it will be 2 into 12, 24. No, how it's 22? So let me check. Okay, look at it. So April to October. Okay, right? April to October, right? In this case, it's a bit different. They have passed the entries, due entries, and then they have paid. Okay, the story is totally different. They've paid the entire money. Okay, nothing pending. But I think from October onwards, they would have stopped the services with Bharati Airtel. So let me raise the question. If it's so, what about the deposit given to Bharati Airtel? Did you get the money back? Did it adjusted properly? Okay, is there any telephone deposit even now in the books of accounts? Right? Or you left a telephone deposit? So this is how, let me pile up the questions and let me get the answers from the accountant. Okay, right? So the repeated transaction will help you to poke your nose into some of the other areas, right? Okay. The next one is a relative size factor. Everyone knows that. All the auditors know that relative size factor. Relative size factor is nothing but it compares the highest one with the next highest one. That's what relative size factor. Okay, so let me click on RSF, relative size factor. Okay, so it gives me the list of all ledgers with the top one, the maximum one, are the top one with the next top one. Okay, so like look at it. So relative size factor 57. Okay, so if you want to check cargo marine 35. So 3,55,000 4,000 is the first top one. The next top one is just 10,000 rupees. Okay, that's why it is 35.4. Okay, right. So this is how the RSF will help you to understand the accounts further, right? Okay. Now the question is, okay, then it will help you to test the anomalies, right? Okay. So let me press F12. Okay. In this, one can set or one can concentrate on the particular RSF. Let's assume the auditor is interested in checking the RSF which is more than 35. Is it possible? Yeah, press F12. Set RSF greater than 35, which is possible. Okay, right? Then if he is interested only in the opposite behavior, then set yes to opposite behavior. He can get a list of opposite behavior, okay, more than 30, right? Okay, check. Let's check whether it is there, right? Okay. Right, okay. So these are all the things, okay, right, which is more than 35 in the opposite behavior. Why is so? Let me get into this. Okay, right. Or let me press F12. Let me set one more S, highest and average value. Let me set yes. Okay. Now let's get the information, right? Okay. In this, right? In this, right? The average is this 45, 825, and 875, right? The average, the related size factor is 5,557. This is how you can check. The next one is interbank transactions. Okay, transactions between two banks within the two banks of the same company. Okay, right. Let me ask a simple question, right? In what circumstances this company transferred fund from another company, another bank? Okay, suppose the frequency is high. Let me set a parameter. Okay, so hold this much amount in the particular amount, a particular account, and this much amount in the second account, so that you need not to transfer the money between these two again and again. Okay, this is how I can help them to keep a healthy or sufficient balance in the current account. Okay, then cash withdrawals and deposits to bank. Okay, right. So how many cash withdrawals or how many cash withdrawn and what is the total amount? Because if it crossed 1 crore, no, then it's subjected to TDS. So let me check it carefully. Okay, then fixed assets analysis will help us to understand, okay, all the additions, right? Is it more than 180 days or less than 180 days? Now the question is, Krishnan, there is an addition, no? Look at the line, right? There's no number of days, no? Right? My answer to people, those who are raising this question is, this will not be disclosed under the normal report. Okay, so you have to press Alt F5. Okay, the moment when you press Alt F5, you can get the number of days. Okay, again, please understand this number of days is clearly denoting that how many days the ledgers are used in the particular financial year. Okay, this asset is introduced in 5th of November. So when you calculate from 5th of November till 31st March, okay, this asset is going to be used in the particular financial year for more than 147 days. So this is how it is. Okay, so now the question is, can I check this addition? Is it necessary to be added to the fixed asset because the value is less than 5,000 rupees? Is it necessary? Do I need to keep this as fixed asset? Okay, right. So, or can I change this as any expenses, right? So this is how you can check, right, and you can make necessary things, right? Then transactions on holiday. Now the $1 million question is, Krishnan, how Tally knows the holiday? Tally by default set Sunday as holiday. Okay, right. Now the question is, if it's so, can I set some more holidays? Is it possible? Yeah, get into that particular report. Okay, look at the button toolbar, Alt Q, right? Holiday configuration is there. Click on holiday configuration. If suppose your weekly off is not Sunday, suppose which is on Tuesday or which is on Friday, okay, right? So you can change. Okay. Else, you can give the holidays also. Let's put 1st of January. Okay, New Year Day, New Year Day. Okay, right. So 25th of December. Okay, Christmas. Some of the days are fixed. No. Okay. So this is how I can set all this information. Okay. So by using Alt Q, right? Alt Q holiday configuration. Look at it now. Okay. Look at it now. Okay. So holiday configuration, which is Sunday. Which is Sunday. Let me set this. Look at the report now. So Tally will give you what are all the things paid on the particular holidays. Okay, right. Then let me check whether the payment, whether the sales invoice is raised on the particular day. Okay, why they raised it on a Sunday? Okay, probably that may be shipped on Sunday. Okay, they would have exported this. Okay, the invoice may be prepared on that particular day so that it can be loaded into the ship. Right? Okay, or this may be the online business. Okay, this is how there may be so many reasons, right? Okay. So let me check. Okay, right. If there is any clarification is required, then let me mark it carefully, right? How? Let me mark the voucher by pressing the space bar. Then let me click on verify. Okay, right. Is it required an internal observation? Like, is it required any confirmation within the company or any external clarification from the third parties like shipper, liner, okay, right, or freight forwarder or someone else? Okay, right. Then if I don't know, then I can simply put it as hold. So all this are possible. Okay, the next one, highest and lowest value transactions. When I read this, no, some of you might have asked me a question. That's what RSF, no, that's what RSF, no, no, this is a bit different, right? Highest and lowest value transactions. Okay, I'll show you how. Okay, so this highest and lowest transaction, right? Okay, um, this highest and lowest value transaction, right, will give you all the parties, right? All the parties, their highest and lowest. RSF is the first highest and the second highest. Okay, here the difference between the highest and lowest and the percentage. Okay, so this will also help you to check, or this will also help you to select the parties randomly. Okay, then pending advances. Okay, these are all the advances pending. Okay, so check it. Is it really pending? Get the current status. Then stale check. Checks are instruments that cost more than 3 months. Okay, so let me check them carefully, right? Whether they passed a reversal entry for this. Okay, right? Let me check them carefully. So first part is over. Data analysis. Now I'm going to take you to voucher verification. Okay, so let me come back, right? So display, analysis and verification, voucher verification. Okay, so under this voucher verification, you can do wonders. Like how? The first part is verification of voucher. Place the highlighted bar on the verification of voucher. Okay, now you know there are so many vouchers to be verified. Okay, so the $1,000,000 question is, how can I choose the right voucher, right? Or the right range of vouchers to be checked by my juniors? Let's assume this question is raised by a charter. He is asking, how can I choose the right number of vouchers? Okay, there are so many ways here. Okay, way number one. Okay, way number one, place the particular voucher type. Sorry, mark the particular voucher type by using space bar. Okay, right. So mark it. Then click on sampling configuration. Right, I'll show you again. Mark the particular voucher. Suppose you want to check a purchase. Okay, so mark the particular voucher type by using spacebar, by pressing spacebar. Then click on Alt B sampling configuration. Okay, so the moment when you click on sampling configuration, there are so many choices here. First one, amount range. Right. Okay, so let's assume I wish to check the minimum amount must be 25,000. Okay, the maximum amount could be anything. Okay, so it starts from 25 to anything. So let me set so. If it's so, immediately Tally will select the vouchers, right, that falls under the particular filter. Okay, right? So how I know? Let me click on the sampled voucher. Okay, right? Look at it. So all of them, 25,548. I think that would be the least one, no? Right? So look at the all voucher values, right? In this 598, there may be many vouchers, right? Even 10,000 may be there, 3,000 may be there, 15,000 may be there, 518 may be there. But in the sampled voucher, it clearly took the vouchers from 25,000 or more than 25,000. Okay, right? Now the question is, Krishnan, I just want to change. Is it possible? Yeah. Again, market. Click on restore default. Okay, click on restore default. Don't worry. Okay, it will be restored for the particular voucher type. Okay, so restore this thing. Yeah, look at it. This is not the particular journal is not get disturbed. Okay, so it is restored for the particular voucher type. Now the question is, can I mark it again and set with some other sampling method? Yeah, that's possible. Okay, so next one, Benford analysis. You know that the first digit room. That's what the other name of Benford analysis. Okay, so it used to check the first digit. Okay, and it used to find out the difference between first digit with the second digit. Okay, right, and it used to give a list of vouchers. Okay, so Benford analysis. Okay, you want to check negative or positive? Let's take negative here. We don't know what it is. Let's check negative. Let's take negative. Okay, so this is negative. Okay, so Benford analysis. Okay, in this it selected 20 vouchers. Now the question is how it chose 20 vouchers. Let me click on sample vouchers. Let me click on sample vouchers. Then let me click on Benford details. Okay, let me click on Benford details. So Tally will give you the details. Okay, so this is the analysis, right? Okay, this is the analysis. Okay, right? There are so many vouchers. Now vouchers are classified into different ranges. Okay, right? So this is the expected frequency. This is the actual one difference. Is it positive? Yeah. Okay, so here we took only the negative. Look at the negatives alone. 0.89, 168, 2.46, 2.11, 1.57. Out of this, 2.46 is the topmost one. And under this category, only 20 vouchers are there. That's why these 20 vouchers are marked as samples. Okay, right? Can I change this again as positive? Yeah, that's possible. Okay, right? So Benford positive, that's possible. Let me take another 2 minutes. Okay, 2-3 minutes. Then Benford analysis positive. Okay, right? So let me click on Benford details. So Tally will give me details as usual. Tally will suggest which one is the highest difference. Okay. Then next question is, sir, can I change the sampling method based on specific period, specific vouchers? Is it possible? Yeah, that's possible. One more question. Can I choose the vouchers manually? Is it possible? Yeah, that's possible. Right? Okay. So I need not to check the entire receipt because it's through bank. But for some reason, I have questions in some of the things, right? FZC, right? Probably it's from Africa or somewhere. So let me choose this voucher. Let me check the bank documents carefully. Okay, so let me select it. Let me select it. Let me select it. Okay, for some reason. Then let me click on set manual sampling. Manual sampling is also possible, right? So now I choose 4 vouchers. 4 vouchers are samples selected manually. That's also possible. That's also possible. Okay, right? Then how to delete the manually set samples? Choose the particular voucher type. Okay. Then okay, yeah. Choose the particular voucher type. Choose the particular voucher type. Then or choose the particular sample area. Then click on delete manual sampling. You can delete the manual sampling also. That's possible. Okay, right? So the next one is related party transaction. Now again a question, how Tally knows some parties are related to you? The answer to this question is Tally will not know who are all related to you. Okay, right? So our Tally cannot find out the relationship so easy. So how to configure the ledgers? Get into voucher verification or data analysis. Okay. Then click on Alt M. Alt M is for master configuration. Then go to related party. Mark the related parties. Mark the related parties with the reason of the relation. Right. Okay. Relation type. Okay. So I'll take you to some of the parties. Okay. So look at it. Okay. So this maritime logistics Colombo is a sister concern in which the second company in which the partner of this firm is a director. Okay, this is how mark it. So how to mark? Spacebar, update, spacebar, update, yes, then give the reason. So this is how you can mark the parties. Now, if you get into voucher verification, and if you choose the related party transaction, Tally will list out all the transactions related to the particular party. Okay, right? There are eight transactions for this particular party. Let's check. Let's check in both the books. Okay, in this book and the sister concerns book, and let's tally the sister concern balance. The forex transaction is again the list of all forex things, right? Okay, so you can check. So let me choose receipt. Okay, right? So this is a transaction that what I'm supposed to check is did they give the right exchange rate? Okay, right? The exchange rate stipulated by RBI on the particular day. So let me check all those things. Okay, right? So this is how. Let me again given a glossary. The audit can be done through Tally, right? Which is a hassle-free process. Okay, which has two parts. One is the data analysis, the another one is the voucher verification. For which the underlined thing or the emphasized thing is, or the most wanted thing is, you have to take either a company with two financials, a company data with two financials, or the company in two different folders. Okay, right? First company is for the previous year, second company for the next year. So the moment when you reached analysis and verification, data analysis or voucher verification, you have to click on compare company and you have to select the base company so that the current year can be compared with the base company and all the reports can be generated by that. Okay, this is what I just want to bring to your notice. Yeah, okay. Prove it animal nutrition. Yeah, the recording, the session is the recording is going on. I think you can get the link from Tally. Okay, our Tally will update the recording, upload the recording in the portal. From the portal, you can access the recording. I think it's possible. That's possible, no?
Yes, sir. We will share the recording.
Okay, okay. Okay. Is it possible to tally time on MacBook?
MacBook.
Yeah.
So the question is Tally Prime there instead of that they are written Tally
Okay,
Time.
okay, okay.
MacBook. Shall I take this question, sir?
Yeah, yeah. Please, please.
Yeah. Sir, currently as a default solution, it doesn't support. It doesn't work on MacBook. But there are the various middlewares are there. Okay, well, like Wine Bottler and other things. You can use those apps to install any Microsoft applications on MacBook. Sir, you can take the next question.
Yeah. Okay. If the company is in its first year,
How to compare?
How to compare? Okay, no problem, no problem. Okay, take the first year alone. Take the first year alone. Okay, you can get all the reports, right? Let me close the current last year. Okay, right? So 2021. Let's assume the company is in first year. Okay, so display, analysis and verification, data analysis. Okay, chart of account. So what will be the available options will be there. Okay, right? So account squared off, not used. Okay, so used only in current year. This is the available options will be there, right? Okay, will be given to you. Okay, it need not to be always with the past year. Okay, So when you are setting a previous year, you can compare. Otherwise, you can leave it. Feel free. Please raise your questions. Right. So let me try to answer. Yeah. Okay.
Yes, sir. We will share the links with all participants.
Hope you know, Tally Prime released the latest one, which is 2.0.1. Okay, so check it. Alt F1 help. Okay, whether you're using the latest one, 2.0.1. If it's not so, then click on it. Then install. Okay, or update. Okay, click on it. Okay, the status will be there. From there, you can update your Tally. So keep the updated one. That's recommended. Okay, because many of the options will be there in the latest one. Is there any more question? I'm here to answer all your questions. Please feel free. So raise your question. Hope hereafter the participants will use Tally for the Tally as CAT, computer aided accounting tool, auditing tool. Okay, and they can easily do their audit. Like, I hope so. Thank you, Sunil ji. Thank you for your compliments. Okay. Two things are rejuvenating people like me. One, whenever someone writes the query and I'm able to give them answer or solution, no, when they wholeheartedly give us the thanks, no, the thanks and then these kind of compliments. These two are rejuvenating us again and again. These two are taking us to heights. Okay, really, thank you. Anil ji, thank you, Anil ji. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, why not? Okay, this is the thing here. Okay, this is the thing. This is the one. If you want to share me, then I'll share this. Okay, so if you want to share this, I'll share this note to everyone. If you feel this will be useful to you, then I'll share. Okay, 1 minute. I'll share this to everyone. So I shared it already. Okay, if you feel this useful, then you can download it and use it. Okay. Shanmukh or Ayush ji?
Yes, I am there, sir. I think, shall we close, sir, now? Or no more questions coming?
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you all participants for your active participation. Tally Connect, this was the idea to actually bring more and more unused features which are there in Tally so that you can explore and get better experience. That was the idea. Today's session, really, it was a wonderful session by Avichik Krishna sir. He has explained a lot, and at the end he mentioned Tally can also be used as a computer-aided auditing tool. It's true, sir. Sir, thank you so much for your wonderful session, and I would like to thank the participants once again.